Welcome everyone. Again, my name's Vince and I'm the COO and head of product here at Grownetics. Today we're going to be focusing specifically on strain-specific optimization and how Grownetics enables growers to optimize how they're growing every single variety of crop they're growing, every single harvest. Now, when you log into the dashboard, the first thing you're going to be greeted with is a map of your facility. We have a demo here set up with of a 45,000 square foot facility, and you can see here we have these colored circles which indicate individual plants which are subsegmented by batches. Okay, so here I have the individual plant that I've clicked on, its metric plant tag ID, the zone it's in, the batch that it's in, and its current status. Now if I zoom in here, just like you can in Google Maps, I can show you actual microclimate data located in the facility as well, like a weather map of your grow. You can see here I've toggled on the low humidity sensor data point, and this is part of our 3D crop sensor array that gives us very granular atmospheric chemistry data in your grow rooms. You can see here we're getting live updating data every 5 to 10 seconds, and we've gridded out the sensor array to give us a really good sense of what's going on in those microclimates. Now on the right here you can see we also have team chat to make sure tasks get done seamlessly, and so that we can make sure that anybody communicating with anybody on site or off site is looking at the same data. Now down below we have any number of hardware devices we can show here and the historicals related to them. On the right hand side we have all the notifications related with this particular facility. That could be batch movements, it could be environmental thresholds that you're monitoring, any number of things that you want to track. Below that we have our calendar here, which has the the dates highlighted where we're going to have batch movements going on and transplant tasks. But really, again, like I said, the focus today is on strain-specific optimization, how Grownetics helps you build that IP on how to grow every variety better. So I'm going to jump over to batches. You can see here in our active batches page, we have all the batches that we're growing in this particular demo. Below we have a nice Gantt view so you can know exactly how many plants of a particular batch are in what zone and when they need to move, so you can see and schedule your batch progress really at a glance. Now if I click on this particular batch of Skywalker, you can see here immediately have the batch profile. This batch profile is where we aggregate all the data related with this specific batch. Now for those of you who don't know, a batch is just a group of genetically almost identical plants that are being grown together at the same time. And so here in Colorado, it's mandated by the state that these batches are tracked, every individual plant, but also as a group. Now, you can see in the batch profile here, this is running a generic 70-day recipe, which brings me to the Grownetics batch recipes. Now, this is really the key as to how we're collecting all this data and automating not only the environmental conditions and nutrients, but also the tasks and workflows related to growing this particular strain. The most basic Grownetics recipe is what environmental climates, what zones you're going to move a particular variety through during its life cycle. And then once you add automation to that, as well as batch management and batch tracking, then we start to see, okay, what kind of tasks do you want to have done at each of those stages in the grow cycle. And you can see here, based on a basic generic 70-day recipe, we have the pending tasks here which show the move dates based on these recipes. Again, streamlining those SOPs so that you don't have to create these every single time you make a new batch. Now this is an interactive task list. If I go ahead and click this, to complete the task of moving this batch into veg from clone, I get a pop-up, and this is part of the audit trail that we like to have, again with the intention of being able to know exactly who did what when. So I got a pop-up saying, confirm, do you indeed want to move this batch today? Has this task been actually completed? If I say OK, at the bottom I immediately get who completed the task when. And now this batch has moved from the clone zone to the veg1 zone. So if I go ahead and look at the dashboard now, you'll see that reflected in the dashboard. And now we're correlating data to this batch from the veg room, right? So here's our veg zone here. And we have cornbread over here. And this is our Skywalker batch number 7. If I jump over to workflow now, you can also see all tasks related to the grow facility by zone. So we have all the batches listed on the workflows page, which shows all the upcoming defoliation tasks, move tasks, transplant tasks, all of those things by zone. This page we like to have up in the break room or in the main work area, office area for the growers, so they can see at a glance really what tasks are overdue, what needs to be done when. We can see in this example here, there's a task to move this batch into Veg 1. Let's go ahead and do that. And so on. But back to the strain optimization. So we also have a strain library. And what you can see in the strain library is we aggregate all the data related to growing every individual batch of a specific variety here in the strain database. Now in this demo we don't have data populated, but you can see very easily here what data you can aggregate and collect. And of course the way that we optimize every harvest is by looking at individual plant historicals with which the data we've already automatically correlated for you through the Grownetics platform, and then looking at specific test data with those highest performers, and then optimizing those recipes for the next harvest, for the next cultivation cycle. And again, that is the key to optimizing every single harvest. Now, of course, for digging into the data, we also have a charts view that gives you specific hardware devices, all the historical data from start to finish. You can scrub the charts here and get a really good sense, a really granular sense of what's been going on in your facility. You can annotate these charts as well, of course, so you can share them with your team. Now we don't have it here in this demo, but this is where the specific hardware controls go. Here we have the hardware status, manually turning a hardware piece of equipment on or off through the system, for example, to put it into maintenance mode. And lastly is the Ops Wiki. Now this is a easily overlooked feature, but we strongly believe in continuous improvement here at Grownetics, and we run our company by the same principle. So what we have here is a copy of a boilerplate wiki, cultivation wiki, and this is where we expect you to have your living SOP documents. So to make training easy, to make it very clear what the expectations are when people are operating or working in your facility. And of course, these processes help to improve the quality a great deal, but also by having it a wiki and a living document, these aren't just stagnant that get basically a binder of SOPs that never gets looked through. These documents should be updated regularly as new methods are introduced into the facility that are improved and more efficient. So with that, that concludes this demo. Thanks again so much for watching. Again, please reach out to myself, Vince Harkowitz. You can reach me at vince.h@grownetics.co. That's vince.h at Grownetics, GROWNETICS.co, not .com. You can also feel free to reach out to Eli, our CEO. His email is eli.d, eli.d at grownetics.co. Again, that's GROWNETICS.co. Thanks again. Really look forward to hearing from you guys.